Hello one and all, and welcome to the Bahrain 2021 Grand Prix Alternate Reality Edition. This animation is made completely at random and is made entirely for fun. It's only 9 laps of Grand Prix racing, but it should make for some very good commentary for the next 10 minutes of time. My name is Alex from the channel Alex Does F1 Stuff. If you feel like dropping that channel a subscription, the link will be in the description down below. Also subscribe to the Racing Statistics channel, where we'll be hosting some alternate reality Grand Prix as well as some random statistics as well. But let's get on into the Bahrain Alternate Reality Grand Prix and take a look at today's starting grid. It is Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton on the front row, followed by Valtteri Bottas, then Charles Leclerc. Pierre Gasly in P5, followed by the 2 McLarens with Daniel Ricciardo in front of Lando Norris. Then come the 2 Spaniards of Sainz and Alonso in the Ferrari and Alpine, with Lance Stroll in P10 for Aston Martin and Sergio Perez in P11 on his debut for Red Bull. Then comes Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo, a good qualifying from him, Yuki Tsunoda as well on his debut, ahead of Kimi Raikkonen and George Russell in the Williams, who is also ahead of Esteban Ocon, who was out in Q1, Nicholas Latifi, Sebastian Vettel, all the way down in P18. Then come the 2 Haas cars of Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. What can they do all the way at the back? We are lined up on the grid and we are ready to go. As we wait for the lights to begin the Grand Prix, here they come. There is 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, and there is 5 red lights, and it is away we go. Who gets the better start? It is Lewis Hamilton off of the line. Down into turn 1 we go. It is Lewis Hamilton who takes the lead from Max Verstappen off of the line. Charles Leclerc was briefly up into P3, but it is Lando Norris who is currently there. He's now up to P2 as we go into the tricky complex of sector number 2. Down into turn number 8 and turn number 9, braking heavily into turn number 10 and down onto the back straight. It is Valtteri Bottas who has the lead of the Grand Prix from Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. It is a jumbled mess of cars as we exit sector number 2 and into the final sector. Down the back straight, braking down into the last corner. Who's going to get the better drive and lead onto lap number 2? It is going to be Valtteri Bottas from Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen, who is fighting with the 2 Ferraris as well as we head back up the hill towards turn number 4. Lewis Hamilton has slipped down to P6. Lando Norris P7 after an exceptional qualifying. He slips now down to P10, outside of the points almost, as Nicholas Latifi finds himself up in P number 7. The 2 Alpines are P8 and P11, as it is still Valtteri Bottas from Daniel Ricciardo hustling the back of that Mercedes as we exit the tricky sector 2 and brake once again into the beginning of sector 3. It is still Valtteri Bottas who leads from the Australian, with Max Verstappen fighting oh so hard with Lewis Hamilton, who is P3. Who is going to get the better drive out of the last corner? It is still Valtteri Bottas who leads for an entire lap. But looking slightly further down that order, we've got Kimi Raikkonen in P12, Lando Norris all the way down in P13 after an incredible start, Esteban Ocon P12 as well. The Kimi Raikkonen, the 2 Alfa Romeos are P13 and P14. George Russell is making some moves forward in P16 after qualifying, and the 2 Haas cars have also moved a bit further forward. But braking now into the exit of the second sector, it is Max Verstappen who's on the inside of Valtteri Bottas, and he takes the lead once again as we go down to the final corner. It's going to depend on who gets the best drive out of this final corner. Who is it going to be? The Finn or the Dutchman? Crossing the line, it is Valtteri Bottas who still just has the lead over Max Verstappen. But does he get it done? Into the back straight, up the hill towards turn 4. Verstappen is in front, but Bottas is on the inside. Carlos Sainz is getting involved in the Ferrari. Those 3 have slightly broken free from the rest of the group. Fernando Alonso, with all his excellence behind him, is up to P4 at the moment. But Sergio Perez is struggling to make any in-ground on the field ahead of him. He is stuck in P18. But it is Max Verstappen who has a short lead, with Carlos Sainz trying to take that back from him as he dives up the inside and he takes the lead himself. Who is going to get the better drive down towards the line? Has that Ferrari got enough horses to push it over the line onto lap number 5? Yes, it does. Carlos Sainz leads back into turn number 1 on lap number 5 from Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, who are still battling it out for P2. Fernando Alonso is still P4, ahead of Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, Nicholas Latifi and Kimi Raikkonen are fighting for P number 7. Then it is Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher has put in an exceptional performance to find himself P10 at the moment, fighting with Lance Stroll. George Russell is moving further forwards as well in P12, but Lewis Hamilton has slipped well outside of the points down to P14 as Max Verstappen retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. Can he power down to the line and start lap number 6 in front? Yes, he can. The field is starting to spread out just a little bit as Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen battle up the hill towards turn number 4, but Verstappen has more drive out of that corner. Into turn number 4 we go. Does he extend track limits? No, he does not. But Valtteri Bottas is getting back involved in that fight. He is ahead of Fernando Alonso, Nicholas Latifi in the Williams, running P5. What a sight that is for all the Canadian fans. As Carlos Sainz takes the lead briefly down the back straight, but Verstappen is back up the inside. Into sector number 3 we go. As Fernando Alonso, the two Spaniards fighting for P2, he dives up the inside. Alonso in the lead into the final corner for the Alpine, powering down the main straight. We start lap number 7. There are 3 laps to go of this alternate reality Bahrain Grand Prix. Who is going to take this lead? It is all up for grabs. Up the hill we go to turn number 4. It's Fernando Alonso, from Verstappen, from Sainz, from Bottas, Latifi, Leclerc, Raikkonen, Ocon, Hamilton and Schumacher battling again in P9 and P10. Vettel just broken into the points in P10 as well. Then George Russell, Lando Norris. The two McLarens have fallen well outside of the points, and Sergio Perez is still struggling in P19, with Mazepin slightly falling off the rest of the field in last place at the moment. As we head now down the main straight to start lap number 8, it is Max Verstappen from Fernando Alonso who pulls to the inside. Can he make a late dive to overtake that position? No, he can't, not quite. And up the hill, Verstappen gets better drive. Into turn number 4 we go. Verstappen is starting to break away just a little bit as Carlos Sainz is hounding the back of the older Spaniard's Alpine car, with Nicholas Latifi in P4 wanting to get involved. But he is closely followed by Valtteri Bottas, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, making up places after falling back quite significantly. What can the two McLarens do who are P15 and P16? Can they make up those places? Who is going to claim the first victory of this alternate reality season? Carlos Sainz is closing round the outside. Who is going to get the power down? It is Carlos Sainz who gets there first. Can he get to the line? It is lap number 9, the last lap. Max Verstappen round the outside. Up the hill towards turn 4 we go. It is Max Verstappen from Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, then Nicholas Latifi. These 3 have gone. They are in a league of their own. Max Verstappen is out in front at the moment, breaking down into turn number 10. We have just half a lap to go. Who is going to claim this victory? The two Spaniards are battling for second place. The last podium place is up for grabs at the moment as well, but Max Verstappen is looking likely for a first Grand Prix victory. Who is going to get the power down onto this final back straight? It is looking like it's going to be Max Verstappen to cross the line to take victory in the alternate reality Bahrain Grand Prix, and he does, from Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton makes it up to P4. Mick Schumacher scores points as well for Haas in P5, then Valtteri Bottas P6, Leclerc P7, Latifi P8, Vettel P9 and Ocon P10. Well, that was an exceptional opening round for the alternate reality Bahrain Grand Prix of 2021, round number 1 of this season. It was taken by Max Verstappen, just 4/10 in it to Carlos Sainz on his Ferrari debut. Then Fernando Alonso completes the podium, scoring himself 15 points for Alpine. Lewis Hamilton managed to fight back from outside of the points near the opening portion of this race to end P4. Mick Schumacher, a stellar performance from the last row of the grid to end P5. Valtteri Bottas is P6, Leclerc is P7, then Nicholas Latifi finally bagging himself some points in P8, Sebastian Vettel P9 and Esteban Ocon P10, with the two Alfa Romeos just outside of the points once again in 11th and 12th. George Russell P13, his points will come. Then Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri is P14. The two McLarens unfortunately struggling down in 15th and 16th. Then comes Lance Stroll. Yuki Tsunoda on his debut is P18. Sergio Perez struggled all race all the way down in P19 in the Red Bull, and Nikita Mazepin finished last. It is Red Bull that is currently leading the Constructors' Championship, just 1 point in it to Ferrari in P2, 4 points back to Mercedes, who also have 4 points back to Alpine, then Haas are on 10, Williams on 4, Aston Martin on 2, and Alfa Romeo, McLaren and AlphaTauri are yet to score. And so that ends round number 1 in Bahrain. Join us next time for the alternate reality Imola Grand Prix. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please remember to hit like on this video and also subscribe to Racing Statistics. And also, if you liked my commentary, drop a subscription to the Alex Does F1 Stuff YouTube channel as well. We'll see you guys in the next one.